Welcome to the 2022 Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. We are at day 2 of our impromptu speaking competition, and this evening's competition promises to be a very exciting and entertaining one. In this evening's encounter, we have 3 participating schools with 6 representatives. From the St. Anthony Secondary, we have Anicia Shepherd and Denidra George. Sonoval Richards Academy, Tamika Edwards, Jaden Willett. And from the Trinity Academy, Esteban Feliz and Esther Mackenzie. I just wish to remind our participants of the rules for this evening's encounter. They would have already chosen their topics, and they are given a maximum time of 2 minutes in which to make their presentations. The timekeeper, Ms. Lynch, will sound the bell once after the first minute would have expired, and then will ring the bell twice when their maximum time would have expired. This evening, we have a 3-member panel adjudicating this evening's encounter, and I wish to introduce them to you at this point. We have Mr. Ursel Charles Jr., who is our Chief Judge and Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs at ABS Radio TV. Mr. Kadeem Joseph, Health Editor and News Producer, News Co-Observer, and Ms. Sharon Herbert, Social Sector Planner within the Ministry of Social Transformation. Please welcome our judges. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about ready to begin this evening's encounter, and we will do so after we would have heard from our sponsor, Caribbean Union Bank. Please stay with us.
Our parents have always supported our career choices
and assisted us to live it with CUB student.
Whoa!
Welcome back to day 2 of the preliminary round of the 2022 Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. We are ready to begin this evening's encounter, and I invite you at this time to welcome to the podium Miss Tamika Edwards from the Sonoval Richards Academy. Tamika will speak on the topic, the age of consent should be increased. The age of consent should be increased. Tamika, you have 2 minutes in which to do so.
Good afternoon, judges, audience, and colleagues. My topic today is the age of consent should be increased. My stance on this topic is I agree. However, before I continue, please allow me to define the term consent, age of consent. The age of consent is defined as the age given by the government where persons are able to have intercourse. My reasons for agreeing with the topic is that 1, at an older age, persons are able to make a better judgment on who they want to have intercourse with. 2, persons are more mature when they're older than 16 years old. 3, increasing the age of consent makes it harder for predators to try to have intercourse with individuals under the age. First of all, persons are more mature. At the age of 16, persons are just finishing secondary school, and they may not have enough knowledge to determine whether or not they want to actually have intercourse with someone. At the age of 16, leaving secondary school, persons are just now figuring out what they want to do with themselves and figuring out what exactly they want to do in life, basically. Second of all, they have better judgment. When you're older than 16 years old, you are more liable to think about things more critically. Third of all, it makes it more harder for predators to try to interfere with them. At the age of 16, you are basically just coming out of childhood. Predators are more likely to interfere with individuals under the age of 16 or at the age of 16. When persons are older, such as 18, they're able to handle themselves better when encountered with a predator, etc. My reasons for agreeing with the topic is that one, persons would be more mature, two, they have a better judgment, and three, predators are less likely to interfere with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamika. And Tamika made her presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 47 seconds. We now move to the next presenter. Please welcome Mr. Jaden Willett from the Sonoval Richards Academy. Should DJs and entertainers be regarded as role models? Should DJs and entertainers be regarded as role models? Jaden, before you begin, you have 2 minutes in which to do so. The timekeeper will sound the bell once at the end of 1 minute and will sound the bell again twice after your 2 minutes would have expired. You may begin.
Judges, listening audience, and judges, moderators, and listening audience, a pleasant good afternoon. I'm here to discuss the topic, should DJs and entertainers be regarded as role models? Let me start off by giving a simple definition of a role model. A role model is simply a person you look up to or inspire to be like. My answer to this question is yes, I think DJs and entertainers should be regarded as role models. My first reason would be, who doesn't like music? I'm sure we all like music, right? So why not look up to someone that plays music? It encourages you to want to be like them. It encourages you to push harder and to be the best of your ability. My second reason would be, DJs and entertainers are very successful persons, in my opinion. So I think having them as role models will encourage you to be a great and successful person. My third reason would be, DJs and entertainers are DJs and entertainers can benefit you in a lot of ways in terms of motivating you to push harder. For example, if your other classmates or schoolmates or friends see you pushing to be an entertainer or a DJ, they will look up to you and would want to follow in your footsteps to do the same. So in conclusion, I think that DJs and entertainers should be role models. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaden. And Jaden made his presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. We now move to the next participant representing the Trinity Academy. Please welcome Esteban Feliz. Esteban's topic, what more can be done to address bullying in our schools? What more can be done to address bullying in our schools? Esteban, you have a maximum time of 2 minutes to make your presentation. You may begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We all look back on our youth as times of innocence. We all look back on our youth as a time of innocence, playfulness, and joy, but some of us don't have that luxury. Some of us look back on our youth with distaste, remembering the horrible memories of bullying and all the trauma that it inflicts to others. Bullying has many causes. One of the major causes of bullying is the lack of home training, or the, how would I say, the unpreparedness of certain students to accept other students' differences, whether that be in their physical appearance or in their mental capacity. The effects of bullying are very far-reaching. Bullying can affect people's mental states, it can affect their views on themselves, and it can affect their views on society. What can be done about bullying? Bullying has many solutions that we can address today. Education is one of the pillars of society, and I believe education should be used to teach people how to love one another and how to decrease the amount of bullying in school systems. Proper anti-bullying education should be carried out in both private and public schools to ensure all our youths have access to proper anti-bullying education. And anti-bullying propaganda campaigns can also be very useful, such as billboards, advertisements, and education schemes. Bullying can be addressed in various ways, and without bullying, our schools might be a better place for the future.
Thank you, Esteban. Esteban made his presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 6 seconds. We now move to our next participant from the St. Anthony's Secondary School. Kindly welcome Denidra George. Denidra will speak on the topic, more attention needs to be paid to juvenile delinquency. More attention needs to be paid to juvenile delinquency. Denidra, you have a maximum time of 2 minutes to make your presentation.
Good day, everyone. My name is Denidra George. What is a juvenile delinquent? A juvenile delinquent is any person under the age of 18 that performs unethical and/or illegal behaviors. I believe that juvenile delinquents act the way that they act because they deserve much more attention than they are being given. Most children crave and must have affection and attention, and they must be shown that they are cared for. If they are not, they tend to act out and do actions that must push their parents or their teachers to put more attention on them just so that they are listened to more or cared for more. Most juvenile delinquents also are the way they are because of their peer groups or their friends and are pushed into doing those unethical behaviors and illegal activities. I feel like if teachers or parents pay more attention to those children, that they will finally be listened to and they will learn how to behave in a more ethical and respectable behavior than how they are now. Thank you.
Thank you, Denidra. Denidra made her presentation in a time of 1 minute and 24 seconds. Our next participant from the Trinity Academy, please welcome Esther Mackenzie. Esther, your topic is, do persons with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda have equal access? Do persons with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda have equal access? You have 2 minutes in which to make your presentation.
Do persons with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda have equal access? My answer to that is no. These persons do not have equal access. Firstly, I will begin by defining the word disability. Disability can be defined as not being holistically able to carry out normal tasks as a regular person would. Do persons with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda have equal access? These persons do not. One reason why they do not have equal access would simply be because many people discriminate against them, so they really do not put up facilities for them to be able to use. For example, if we look at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, there are not facilities there such as ramps for people within wheelchairs and so on to basically get to the top of the balcony to see like the sports and so on. Another reason why they wouldn't have access is because they do not put themselves out there to have equal access. Persons in Antigua and Barbuda with disabilities do not stand for their rights. They simply just take it as what it is. It's like, you know what, it's a whatever situation, I will just go with the flow. And another reason is because the government of Antigua and Barbuda does not make equal access available to persons with disabilities. This is because, again, many of them do discriminate against people with disabilities, or simply because the government cannot afford to have these measures put in place for persons with disabilities. I would suggest that the Ministry of Social Transformation have facilities and make laws, Ministry of Legal Affairs as well, make laws to ensure that persons with disabilities are included, as well as to ensure that facilities are built for people with disabilities. I will also like to recommend that the Ministry of Education teach about disabilities in schools so that students could be betterly educated about reasons why people with disabilities should be accepted in our nation. Do persons with disabilities in Antigua and Barbuda have equal access? My answer to that is no. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Esther made her presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 25 seconds. We are at the end. We have one more participant from the St. Anthony Secondary School. Kindly welcome Anicia Shepherd. Anicia will speak on the topic, should cyberbullying be a cause for concern among the youth population? Should cyberbullying be a cause for concern among the youth population?
Good afternoon. My name is Anicia Shepherd, and just to repeat, my topic is, should cyberbullying be a cause for concern among the youth population? Absolutely yes. As we grow up, we definitely fall out of bullying. But as we are younger, yes, we bully people. It's one of the causes. Causes of bullying, such as going out and hitting people, or mostly what is pointed out here, cyberbullying, going and texting them and mean things and stuff like that. What we want to do is realize that there are effects of bullying, stuff as people turning to suicide, being depressed because people are hurting their feelings. And these suicidal rates have been much higher now in these youth and days. Now that we move on to this generation, we have everything at the tip of our fingers. We tap on Google and we find anything we need. And so yes, it is so easy for us to go and bully people online. We can post really bad things about them on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, all the apps that are created today in this age. We get away with it so easily, and because we can mask ourselves behind this charade as our phones and our accounts and everything, we don't even have to put our real name or our real age. That's crazy if I think so myself. It is so serious because children nowadays don't see how bullying really affects people. It really turns them into the dark side, and I feel sorry for people who have to go through this. Cyberbullying is something that should be a cause for concern among the youth, especially the youth, because that is the one who focus mostly on it. We as young people, we do not get these effects. We do not see how it causes people. We only watch the TV shows where we see it, and even then, that doesn't come onto us. We don't understand it. And so we should, as parents, as teachers, we should teach our children that what they do, they have consequences. Should cyberbullying be a cause for concern among the youth? Yes.
Thank you, Anicia. Anicia made her presentation in a time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Anicia's presentation has brought us to the end of our presentations for the preliminary round. The judges will give the report after these words from our sponsor, Caribbean Union Bank. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Andre from Caribbean Union Bank. Let's talk about our loans and deposits initiative. Everything is home. CUB is here to be a partner offering you financing for mortgages, home improvement, furnishing, and even land loans. We got super low interest rates with terms of up to 30 years. For your deposits, we got great rates on your savings. So, come to CUB, where everything is home.
Thank you for staying with us and welcome back. After 2 days of informative presentations from our students, the judges are now ready to decide the final 6, which will advance to the semi-final round. Please welcome Ms. Sharon Herbert, who will make the presentation on behalf of the panel of judges.
Good afternoon to my studio audience and to those watching at home. We are very happy to be back, even in this, especially in this climate, where we can still foster and promote debate and assist our young people to practice their public speaking skills, their debating skills, and encourage them to not only focus on their academics, but have some time to look at their other social skills that are needed. We're very, very happy that the schools who were able to attach themselves to the task at hand, they made the effort, and we could see it in the performances, especially those who worked hard, and you can see that there were some who were very confident and prepared. They were knowledgeable of the topics, and we had 2 weeks. So we had 2 sets of sessions. In our first session, we had students who obviously came out. It's not easy being in the first round, but they came out, they did their best. And this week, we had our final round in the preliminary section. So on behalf of the judges, we want to say that the overall performance, we had a bit of discussion, and it was quite fruitful because we saw a difference where we had some students that you could see that the performance, their overall performance, they were very good, and some were not as good, and they seemed a bit lackluster. However, we still want to encourage our debaters for next year to practice their conversational skills, which would help them in terms of improving their impromptu speaking skills, and of course, your overall debating skills. We found this year the students provided more structure than in the years past. They were able to define the terms, define the topic. They were able to set parameters. We had some students who demonstrated a very good understanding of the topics, and they seemed quite au fait and knowledgeable. They also appeared, we had some students who appeared very confident, and they were able to present themselves, present their arguments, and gave good eye contact. However, we want to caution some of you may be coming back next year and future impromptu speaking students that too many vocalized pauses can distract from your overall presentation. And we want to encourage students that you must develop good transitional phrases in terms of when you lose your way and you're trying to present your case or present your argument and have a consistent flow. And as I said earlier, it's good that you practice amongst yourselves, whether it's a topic about COVID or the wearing of masks or climate change or blue economy, whatever the topics are, it's good that you practice just having a discussion with your classmates, your teammates, on a general level, in terms of, so that you are more confident, you practice more, and you're able to demonstrate your knowledge in terms of the different topics. We know that you have limited time to prepare in terms of that the time that you get your topic when you come to the encounter. But if you're accustomed of practicing with your peers, it will help you go a long way. One other thing we would like to point out that we noticed, or I should say 2 other points. There were not enough use of gestures, and we want to encourage that. And just in general, that we found there was a bit of inadequate composure, that some students, when they lost their way, they weren't able to compose themselves and regain and continue. So we want to encourage students that it is very important that you practice all the time. And we know that remote learning has changed the way we learn, but now that we're back to full-time face-to-face learning, we're hoping that you'll be able to speak to your friends, speak to your classmates, and discuss any social topic or general knowledge topic or anything that's in the news. Right now, a hot topic, what's happening in the Ukraine, things like that. We want you to practice and have discussions, and just general discussions in terms of your views, whether you agree or disagree. So, on a good note, I am going to present, on behalf of the judges, the results for the last 2 weeks of the preliminary round. And I will start with, well, the final 6. It will be the final 6 that will be advancing to the semi-final round. And I'm going in order of the 6th place, and I'll be giving the name of the student, the school, and the points. So in 6th place, and I know some of you were not here last week, but the students hopefully are listening where they are, and they will be informed anyway. The 6th place goes to Tamika Edwards from the Sir Novell Richards Academy. And she amassed a total points of 90 points. The next, in 5th place, Anisha Shepherd from the St. Anthony's Secondary, 91 points. In 4th place, Esteban Feliz, Trinity Academy, 99 points. 3rd place, Josine Charles, Antigua Girls High School, 100 points. In 2nd place, Esther Mackenzie, Trinity Academy, 108 points. And in 1st place, Kewana Farrell, Antigua Girls High School, 114 points. So let me just repeat again the top 6. Tamika, 6th place, Tamika Edwards, Sir Novell Richards Academy. 5th place, Anisha Shepherd, St. Anthony's Secondary. 4th place, Esteban Feliz, Trinity Academy. 3rd place, Josine Charles, Antigua Girls High School. 2nd place, Esther Mackenzie, Trinity Academy. And 1st place, Kiwana Farrell, Antigua Girls High School. So those are the 6 students who will be going on to the semifinal round. later in the series. And now, back to our moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Herbert, and thank you to our panel of judges for so ably adjudicating the encounters over the last 2 days of the preliminary round. Please give them a round of applause. I also wish to congratulate our 6 semi-finalists. In no special order: Kiwana Farrell, Josine Charles, Esteban Feliz, Esther McKenzie, Anicia Shepherd, and Tamika Edwards. Congratulations, and we look forward to your presentations over the next few weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of this evening's encounter. We are delighted that you could have joined us, and we look forward to having you with us as we continue in the semi-final round of the 2022 Caribbean Union Bank Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. Until then, do enjoy the evening, and God bless.
With my busy schedule, a CUB debit and credit card is a must. It makes my life much easier and one less thing I have to worry about.